The very next week, after their visit to Taronga Zoo, Victor stood with his 5-year-old son, Nathan, at the edge of the park, watching as the boy eyed the small bike equipped with training wheels and a balance stick. Today was the day Victor had decided to teach Nathan how to ride without the support of those extra wheels. This wasn't just about learning to ride. It was about building confidence, resilience, and understanding balance, both physically and mentally. Victor explained to Nathan that riding a bike wasn't simply about sitting and steering. It required him to keep pedaling forward, maintaining momentum to avoid tipping over. "The key is momentum," Victor said gently. "If you keep moving, you won't fall." Nathan listened carefully, his small hands gripping the handlebars tightly, a mixture of excitement and nervousness on his face. Victor began by holding onto the balance stick, guiding his son along the park's pathway. Nathan wobbled at first, the bike swaying as he struggled to maintain control. But with each attempt, he began to understand how to shift his weight and pedal steadily. Victor knew this was more than just a fun day at the park. It was a practical lesson in leverage. Nathan was discovering how his small efforts could create balance and keep him moving forward. The bike responded to his movements, teaching him how to apply his strength at the right moments to achieve stability. After several rounds, Victor decided it was time to remove the training wheels. Nathan hesitated, but he trusted his father's guidance. Victor stayed close, his hand gripping the balance stick as Nathan pedaled forward. This time, Nathan rode in a straight line for 5 to 7 meters, gradually improving with each pass. Every time Victor loosened his grip a little more, Nathan adjusted his body, feeling the bike balance beneath him. Soon, it was time for a new challenge, stopping and spinning the bike 180 degrees to face the opposite direction. At first, Nathan struggled to get the hang of it, but slowly, he figured out how to stop, spin the bike, and then ride straight back. Each time he performed the maneuver, he grew more confident and in control. As Nathan mastered riding in a straight line and spinning the bike 180 degrees, Victor took him to a bigger playground where the boy could practice riding in wider spaces and eventually learning how to ride in circles. Each new challenge became an opportunity for Nathan to apply what he had learned, to use his body and the bike's mechanics to stay upright and keep moving. By the end of the day, Nathan had learned far more than just how to ride a bike. He had experienced firsthand the concept of leverage, the power of small, well-timed efforts that produce big results. Every pedal, every shift in weight, was a lesson in how to use his abilities efficiently. Victor had not only taught his son a physical skill, but also introduced him to the idea that in life, just like riding a bike, applying the right amount of effort at the right time can create balance and propel you forward. Ultimately, teaching a 5-year-old to ride a bike is a powerful way to introduce them to the concept of leverage, showing them how to apply their skills and knowledge effectively to achieve their goals. Now, whether this scenario is grounded in imagination or reality, if you have a 5-year-old child, what would you want to teach him? What do you think is the most important lesson in life for a child at that age? There are certainly many perspectives one could argue, right? Do you think teaching a child the concept of leverage is paramount? A week after Nathan had mastered riding his bike, Victor decided it was time for the next challenge: roller skating. He took his son back to the park, heading to a smooth, open area where Nathan could practice safely without distractions. Victor patiently explained the basics, encouraging Nathan to stand with his feet shoulder-width apart and bend his knees slightly for better stability. Nathan, still getting used to being on wheels, wobbled uncertainly. His arms were swinging as he tried to stay upright. Victor reassured him, reminding him to keep his weight centered and to focus on looking straight ahead rather than down at his feet. "The more you trust your balance, the easier this will get," Victor said, holding Nathan's hands as they began to glide slowly together, each step a mix of caution and growing confidence. As Nathan continued practicing, His movements became smoother and he began to trust himself more. Victor could see his son gaining confidence, pushing off the ground with better control and steadiness. After a few more guided glides, Victor started to loosen his hold, allowing Nathan to balance on his own. Nathan wobbled at first, but quickly regained his footing, determined to keep moving. With each small success, Victor gave Nathan more space to find his rhythm. Before long, Nathan was skating on his own, gliding across the pavement with increasing confidence and pride on his face. Watching him skate, Victor knew that this was not just about learning a fun activity, it was also about resilience, self-reliance, and growth. Roller skating, like riding a bike, was another example of leverage in action. As Nathan practiced, Victor explained the concept in simple terms. He told Nathan that even though he was making only small pushes with his foot, those small efforts had a big impact, allowing him to glide much further than expected. The little energy Nathan applied when pushing off the ground allowed him to move faster and cover more distance than he thought possible. Victor showed him that it wasn't about using great force or speed, but rather applying the right amount of effort at the right time. This was leverage in its simplest form, the ability to achieve more with less by using resources wisely. Even though Nathan might not fully understand the term yet, roller skating was giving him a hands-on lesson in how small actions, when done efficiently, could lead to big results. As Nathan continued practicing, he wasn't just learning how to skate, he was gaining a valuable life lesson. He was discovering that by using his strength and balance wisely, he could accomplish more with less effort. Each time he glided further with just a small push, Nathan experienced firsthand how applying the right effort at the right moment could make all the difference. For Victor, this wasn't just about teaching Nathan to roller skate, it was about helping his son grasp the idea of leverage, a concept he could apply to many areas of his life in the future. In both the bike riding and roller skating lessons, Victor wasn't just teaching Nathan how to master these activities, he was instilling a foundational understanding of leverage. While riding a bike, Nathan learned how to maintain balance and propel himself forward with just the right amount of force, using minimal energy to cover more distance. Roller skating reinforced this lesson, showing that a small, controlled push could lead to significant movement, demonstrating how effective results come from efficient effort. Through these experiences, Nathan began to understand that by leveraging his own abilities and making small, well-timed actions, he could achieve impressive outcomes, which boosted his confidence and resilience. Understanding leverage is important because it applies to every aspect of life. It teaches us that not all efforts yield the same results, and recognizing this helps us focus on the highest leverage activities, those that produce the greatest outcomes for the least input. Whether in learning, relationships, or personal growth, focusing on what truly moves the needle leads to greater achievements with fewer struggles. Why should we prioritize the highest leverage activities? Life is short, and our time and energy are finite resources. If we focus on tasks that don't significantly move us toward our goals, we risk squandering the opportunity to make real progress. High leverage activities are those that yield the greatest results with the least effort. By concentrating on these, we can maximize our potential and accelerate our path to success more effectively. Before we can prioritize these high leverage activities, we must clearly define our goals. Without a clear sense of direction, even the most efficient actions won't lead us to where we want to go. Once we have a solid understanding of our goals, the next step is to identify and develop the right skills or strategies that give us the best advantage. Some tasks, tools, or methods will have a much bigger impact than others, and by focusing on those, we ensure that our time is well spent. Leverage amplifies the impact of our efforts. Whether through technology, connections, or other resources, it allows us to achieve more than we could by relying on effort alone. By consistently choosing activities that provide the greatest leverage, we can accomplish much larger outcomes with less input. Understanding this principle gives us the power to navigate life with purpose, ensuring that we make the most of our time and efforts. Highest leverage activities amplify your efforts, deliver the highest ROI, and are essential for achieving lasting success. Prioritizing the highest leverage activities is not just a matter of efficiency, it's about ensuring that our limited time, energy, and effort are invested in ways that lead to the most significant and lasting outcomes.